All right, guys, welcome to Becoming the Healthiest and Happiest You. It is June 18th, and I'm so excited you guys are here tonight. I just wanted to kind of share what I've learned along the way in this personal growth journey. And, I was saying today, I went live on Facebook about kind of why I keep doing this every couple weeks. And one of the reasons is that, even though I've been, on this growth journey and reading, various books, listening to podcasts, and they say similar things. All the authors, all the successful people that you hear say the same things, but sometimes it just takes a while for it to click. And if something that I say can be that click for someone else, I want to get that out there and at least share my story about what I've learned along the way. So my tips and tricks to becoming the happiest and healthiest you. And they're things you've heard before, probably from me and probably from other people, but I'm just going to go into kind of what I've learned and what has helped me in the hopes that it helps you too. So number one is mindset. Okay, so mindset is everything. Literally everything. And it's a journey, right? It's a journey to figure out how to change your mindset. And I know for me, I have aha moments all the time with this stuff. And one thing that I shared in my Facebook Live today, and I'll share here again, is something that clicked for me. So me and my husband have really been working on our marriage, particularly in the last couple months, and the quarantine has actually been really good for us as a way of connecting and being on the same team and being in a space together where we had never even thought that we could be in a space together for as long as we were. And something that an aha moment that I had during the quarantine with him was the history. When we grow up in an environment and learn, about relationships and about how people interact and about, how we treat other people, right or wrong, we're learning. We're learning from parents when we're little. We're learning from other people as we grow up. And one thing that I learned from my parents, which isn't particularly helpful for me now, is that we were always in that kind of, oh, my husband's so annoying and my wife is so annoying. That was kind of like the game that we played or what we thought. And I said to him a couple months ago, I was like, why is that? Why do people have to go into that role? Why does it have to be this person's so annoying, that person's so annoying? Because those things, those mindsets can really trickle into your actual relationship. And something I always say to him, because he is like a angry driver, and when we're in the car and he's like yelling at people on the road, I'm like, why are you so angry? Stop being so angry. And he says, well, I'm only in the car. They can't hear me. And then my 7-year-old pipes up in the background and says, well, you're putting that out into the universe. And that's exactly what mindset is. Whatever you say, whatever you say, you create. You want to create an unhappy marriage, you can create an unhappy marriage. You want to create, frustration and stress, that's up to you. And I'm not saying that things can't be stressful, but it's all about mindset. It's all about how you can take that and spin it. And one thing that's really been helpful for me is gratitude. Gratitude is a practice that I've been doing daily since August 2017. So it's almost been 3 years. And I started it when I read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And it was back then I did 3 things daily that I was grateful for. And as a therapist, this is something that I recommend to all my clients now, because gratitude, if you read the gratitude diaries, I don't have written down here, but that's one of my favorites. Gratitude diaries, awesome, right? So gratitude diaries, and Rachel, I'm sure you can speak to this. Gratitude can pull you from really traumatic events. It's been proven to do so. And in the book, it goes into, psychiatric hospitals utilizing gratitude as a single tool to get people through things, which is unbelievable. But it really does. And I think where the people that don't believe it are the people who say, oh, hold up, I'm grateful. Being grateful and practicing gratitude is totally different. And you have to practice gratitude daily for the magic to happen. Because what happens when you practice it is your brain begins to look for things in your life that are positive. And and you can see this happen. And when I started adapting this, and I've always, I don't want to trick people, I've always been a more glass half full type person. I've never been the opposite. But when you start to practice gratitude, you start to look for those things in your life, and you just begin to look for them more and more. So if you're somebody who's like, oh my God, I can't think of 3 things, when you start doing this, you're going to go through the day and you're going to be like, oh, that's something I can put down tomorrow morning. That's something that I can put down tomorrow morning. So you start to look for those things. And now when I started this practice, I thought 3 things was like, okay, that's great. Now I do 3 to 5. There are some days that I'm like, all right, I only have 3 today, but some days I have 5. Sometimes I add in the number 6, even though there's not the line for it in my journal. So gratitude is super, super helpful. Another thing, and this is also I think it's from Hal Elrod too. I love Miracle Morning, but he also did Miracle Equation, which I freaking love. And you can't change your first thought, but you can change your second thought. And I think that that's so powerful, because if you are really working on your mindset and you are having a hard time, rewiring your brain, sometimes you can have that negative thought come in, and then you might say, oh, well, fuck it, I can't even get past that. So empowering to hear that, okay, maybe I couldn't hear this as my first thought, but I can hear it as my second thought. So I can change that, and I can say, okay, maybe I just spilt my whole shake on my lap, but my whole day doesn't have to be bad because of that. So look for those thoughts that you can change, and also watch how you talk about yourself and about other people. Just like I said about Tucker in the car, my husband, if you're talking negatively about other people, if you're talking negatively about yourself, those are things that are going to impact you, whether you realize that or not. When I hear myself, and I've gotten better about this along the way, but especially with like body image type things, if you're telling yourself you're ugly, you're fat, your thighs are too dimply, you're this, you're that, those are going to get into your head, and it's just not going to be it's going to be a negative thing. In addition to that, do you want other people to hear those things? Do you want your kids to hear those things? If you're talking negatively about other people, what kind of environment are you creating for yourself, for the people around you? So some personal development recommendations, so what I do is when I get up in the morning, I do my gratitude. I have affirmations that I write. Every single day I write the same affirmations. I just got a brand new one today. But these are affirmations based upon the things that I believe and the things that I want to work on. And I listen to audio books, podcasts. I read for at least 15 minutes a day, but I literally am trying to flood myself all the time of positive thoughts. Like, I don't watch the news. I stay informed, but I do not stay in those negative places because it's not good for me. So even if I'm cooking dinner, you can often find me listening to a podcast or an audible book. If I'm in the car, and the kids are not with me to yell about it, I'm listening to those things too. So and getting ready in the morning. So there's always times that you can do this. Okay, I want to go to the next one because I'm talking too much. Number 2 is intentionality. Everything is about being intentional. What are your goals? And are you spending time moving towards your goals? And you may have to get really real with yourself. Are you spending time doing the right things that are going to lead you to that? I know for a long, long time, I wrote in my journal every day that I wanted to get out of debt. I want to live debt free, but I wasn't doing anything to move towards that goal. So you have to get real with yourself. if you want to be debt free? Are you paying down your debt? Do you have a plan to do that? Are you putting money in the right places so you can move towards that goal? And, you know, doing a time audit can be really helpful. How do you spend your time? What do you spend your time doing? Do a social media audit. They have those on your cell phone and they can be really disturbing. What are you spending your time doing? I know for me as a coach, you know, I work on my phone. Okay, yes. And a lot of coaches can say, oh yes, I'm working. Well, get really real with that. Are you inviting people, or are you scrolling social media? Are you on TikTok and browsing through TikToks and laughing or making your own TikToks, or are you actually doing business building activities? And I know for me that can be a really gray area, so you have to get real with yourself. Write down your goals every day, what you're going to accomplish, what are the most important things. I know for coaching, I do not go to bed until my list is complete. It doesn't matter how crappy I've been at managing my time during the day. I am not going to go to bed with my list undone. So what means the most to you? What do you have to get done? And eliminating things from your life that are not serving you. When I really went all in with my coaching business, everything else went out the window because I got crystal clear on my goals. My goals now is to be an exceptional wife, to be a patient and loving mom, and to move my business forward. Because the business affects my family, and those are my goals. So literally, when I'm planning in my planner, when I'm doing anything, is anything that, and this is easier now that we're quarantined or somewhat quarantined, but if something is not serving me or those purposes, they're gone. I used to be the PTO president. I used to be the Girl Scout troop leader. I used to run this, do this, be on this board, do this. None of that was serving my goal. If anything, it took me away from the things that mattered the most to me. And I don't mean that you can't do these things and still have, you know, goals of being a good mom. But for me, when I was a Girl Scout troop leader, I ended up yelling at my kids way more than spending quality time with them because I was flustered. I had 15 girls I was trying to get to do a stupid project. And, you know, my kid was the worst behaved out of all of them. So I knew that those things are not making me a patient and loving mom. What's better for me as a mom is to come home, have dinner with my kids, sit down, read a book, watch a movie, spend quality time. So anyways, so eliminate things from your life that are not serving you. Get really, really crystal clear on where you want to go and how you're going to get there. Are you a yes person? Practice saying no. No can be so empowering. You know, learning how to say no and saying, and I congratulate people when I, like, in terms of coaching, invite somebody and they say, you know, I am in 7 different places right now. I feel so flustered. I say, good job for you. I'm so proud of you for setting boundaries and saying no and sticking to your guns, because it's hard to say no. So many of us are yes people. And that's what I know this is turning into coaching, but you guys are both coaches, so I'm going to go there. When I invite people and they don't answer me, that to me tells me they don't know how to say no. That's what I hear, because I'm like, and I feel bad because I feel like everyone should be able to say no. You should say no. Either no, thanks, not right now, or no, never in a million years, or no, I'm in too many different places right now, maybe later. So practice saying no. It feels really good. I started doing this a couple of years ago and I was laughing so hard. We went to a race and my friend was hitting a big milestone in the running club that we were a part of. And when there's a big celebration, we write in chalk. And I hate chalk. Like, I hate chalk. So my friend came around with this box of chalk and she was like, oh, you know, Melissa, do you want to write a message? And this is when I was practicing saying no. And I was like, no, I hate chalk. And she was like, oh, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just practicing saying no. So I had to get like a little bit less enthusiastic about it because I was like frightening people, but it's exciting. It's exciting to like learn and practice boundaries. Okay, number 3 is accountability. Having accountability in your life, and that can be anything from challenge groups, because that is where the magic happens, but also social media in general. You know, I use social media to say where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get there, and ask for help to get there. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever said that to people, said something to people, but they will follow up with you. They will ask you about it, whether you want them to or not. So who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, are you surrounding yourself with people who are also going where you want to go? I just had a, you know, kind of another aha moment this week with a childhood friend of mine who is someone that is not going where I'm going, but you know, you kind of have people in your life that are there because they've been in your life for a long time. And you know, is this something that you want to pursue and move forward with? And sometimes when you're growing, when you're on that growth journey, you leave people behind. But you know, and it can be sad and people may not support you, but you know, you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So you have to really pay attention to that and pay attention to who do you want to be, and are the people that you're around and surrounding yourself, are those the kinds of people that you want to move forward with? And do they have goals? They don't have to be the same goals as yours, but do they have goals, ambitions? Are they headed in a direction that is similar, that they can help be your accountability buddy or help be your support system? You know, I know one thing that has been really kind of, I don't know what the right word is. I was going to say alarming. I don't know if alarming is the right word, but educational, informative, I don't know. People that you think are supportive in your life may not be supportive, you know, of where, of the changes that you're making. Because when you make changes, it kind of makes everyone in your life question who they are. And some people are not going to be supportive. So are you okay? And do you have access to people that can support you and can be that positive place for you, that can, you know, be that accountability buddy for you? So be aware. Again, it goes back to being intentional. Who are you spending time with? Make sure that you're being intentional. Be sure that it's helping you get towards those goals that you have set for yourself. And okay, so then it comes to the challenge group. So, you know, when you are on a health and fitness journey, and at this point, I was really timid about this in the beginning of my coaching. But you know, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and over 4 years. And a lot of times people come in and they say, or they don't jump into the challenge group. And I'm like, you need to participate in the challenge group. The reason that this works is accountability. Hands down. I mean, you can make the programs work on your own if you're that type of person, but I would say for like 80% of the people, it's the accountability. It's that community. It's posting and knowing, you know, I know who's posting, and I can say, oh my God, this person hasn't posted. Where are they? You know, Marjorie, I hate to throw her out here, but she didn't show up for 3 days. I thought she had fallen off the face of the earth. Thank God she's fine. But, you know, Angelina doesn't log in the morning. I don't know what's happened. Maybe an alligator ate her. I don't know, you know, so that's it. Like the groups work. So when people say, oh, I don't want to post, or I can't do this, I'm like, you know, then I don't know if this is going to work for you. And that's what I am comfortable saying at this point, because I don't know. When you go away and you don't want to post, or you don't like Facebook or whatever, I don't know what happens. But I know that what works is accountability for coaching. And I know that when we coach, we are held to a higher accountability. When I signed up as a coach, I had no intentions of coaching. I had no intentions of doing anything like this. I wanted the discount, and I knew I wanted a long-term health solution. But what I got was heightened accountability, because I remember, I'll never forget when I signed up, I was like, I'm a Beachbody coach. I had no clue what that meant. I had no idea what was happening, but I felt, I don't know, not cool. I don't know what the right word is, but I knew something. I knew something was heightened about me. And and that's helped me. It's helped me move forward. It's helped me help people on their journeys, and held me to a higher standard, because I have, if I'm showing up, if I'm asking other people to show up, I have to show up for myself. So that is why I'm so freaking passionate about this community that we have, about the coaching community. You know, when people are coming to me, or when I'm seeing people struggling, you know, I don't know that this is 100% going to work for you, or if you're going to work it. But what I do know is what it's done for me, and I know what it's done for so many people in my life. And I know that if it wasn't for coaching, and it was so funny, I was actually interviewed on a podcast today, and it was crazy. I was talking about how, you know, sometimes when you're on a journey like this, you just want to get to the next step. Like you have a hard time recognizing where you're at and the growth that you've had, and how far you've come. And Josh Coates, who was interviewing me, said, you know, if you could look back, like, how much has changed for you since you signed up as a coach? And it is like night and day. Like, I am a completely different person in the best way possible. My health is different, changed for the better. My relationships have changed for the better. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend, because I'm intentional, right? Like that's where that comes from. Like when people say, oh my God, Melissa, like, how did you know to reach out to me today? It's because my list told me. But that doesn't make it icky. It makes me be a better friend. I can say, oh my God, Rachel's going through something. I'm going to check in with her next week because of that thing she's going that she's going through. Instead of, oh shit, Rachel went through this thing a month ago and I never reached out. That's what I would do before, because that's what everybody does. Nobody has a system that tells you when to check in with people. So I always laugh when somebody says nastily, like, oh, remove me from your list. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I have my husband in my list. I have, you know, family members in my list, because it helps me be better to them. It helps me say, hey, oh my God, you know, you have a new job interview, you know, good luck, whatever. So I got off track, but oh yeah, so 4 years ago. So it's made me be better in relationships. It's made me, my confidence through the roof. There's not an aspect of my life that it hasn't changed. So he said to me, you know, and obviously with coaching, there's a financial impact that can be very, very lucrative if you stick it out. And he said, you know, aside from that, you know, what, if you could take what you have done in the last 4 years and just keep going, where would you be in 5 years? And I literally almost cried, because I was like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine more growth, more intentionality, more supportive relationships in my life. I can't, like, that blows my mind. So my point to you is this, is, you know, coaching works. And even if you don't stick it out for that lucrative financial gain that a lot of people do, that I'm certainly going to go for, you gain so much because of that emphasis on personal growth and personal development. So I wholeheartedly will say that this opportunity is at least for everybody to try, get what you want to get out of it. And, you know, hopefully that's, you know, building a life of your dreams and chasing your dreams, but it is life-changing, no doubt. So, yeah, so I want to share, I'm hot and it's really hot outside. Okay, I'm all fired up though. Okay, so I want to share, I know you guys are already like part of this, but I'm going to share this recording with other people. So I want to just hopefully do this right. Share my little, oh, here it is. Okay. I'm going to share the screen just so you can see the opportunities and see how you would sign up as a coach, not only to get all the benefits of the health and fitness benefits, but the coaching opportunity, the personal development. Okay, here we go. you see that? Yeah, okay. So this is the only option actually. I had another one, but the other one sold out. And May, I know, is not here, but the sale is still good. So option 1 is the basics. It's $140.
For me, it still says that it's trying to share. There we go. Now it's up. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so yes, the first option is the basics. It's $140 for an entire year of workouts. It's over 700 workouts. Everything except for 10 rounds, which is our newest program, but 21-day fix, 80-day obsession, core to force, everything that you're familiar with is in there. And that would also come with 30 days of Shakeology, a shaker cup, and a year of coaching and my support group for accountability. Option 2 is everything in the other package with Unicorn Magic, which obviously is life. So, and then here is the options for Shakeology. These are just all our flavors that you can choose from. There's whey and there's vegan. I do the vegan even way before I was vegan because I found it to be easier on the belly, but everybody's different. So now I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to, well, yeah, I will. Any questions? Thank you guys for coming. I'm going to stop recording.